Justice Sandil Kissoon has recused himself from hearing the contempt case filed by the Guyana Teachers Union and the Guyana Trades Union Congress against senior government officials including Attorney General Anil Nandlall and Minister of Finance Dr. Ashni Singh. Legal counsel for the GTU, Darren Wade, said his client's returning to the courts was necessary.
Ministry of Education filed an application for a few government officials to be committed to prison for contempt of court, failure to adhere to the court order.
However, according to the GTU and GTUC, officials, including regional executive officers in Region 2, 4, 5, and 6, have disregarded the court's directives. They argued that the officials refused to process deductions and remit payments amounts to a flagrant and deliberate defiance of the judicial authority of the court and a reckless disregard for the rule of law. The unions are calling for the strongest sanctions possible, including committal to prison against the Attorney General, the Finance Minister, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Education, and several REOs. Attorney at law Darren Wade even mentioned that there is also biasness that occurs and that he is not the mediator.
The Attorney General contended that he is biased when they look at his ruling, the language used in his ruling, and that he served as a mediator.
Meanwhile, in a letter to the court's registrar, Attorney General Nandlall contended that Justice Kissoon should not preside over the matter, since the contempt proceedings are directly tied to his own prior rulings. He argued that a fair-minded observer could reasonably conclude that the judge might subconsciously strive to conclude that his orders were violated, undermining the principles of natural justice. Following this objection, Justice Kissoon recused himself and referred to the matter acting Chief Justice Navindra Singh. It will now be up to the acting Chief Justice to determine whether to take up the matter himself, reassign it to Justice Kissoon, or refer it to another judge. Attorney Darren Wade, representing the GTU, has welcomed the continuation of the case despite the recusal. He stressed that the unions are determined to pursue accountability, noting that the repeated non-compliance strikes at the very heart of the administration of justice and violates the constitutional rights of teachers across the country. The case is expected to resume shortly under the direction of the acting Chief Justice, with both sides preparing for the next round of arguments in what has become one of the most closely watched industrial relations disputes in recent years. Jayda reporting for HGP Nightly News.